Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. It is a pleasure having you all today. I, Amir Shazan, going to talk about the work that has been carried by me and my fellow author, which is a review about particulate matter evaluation. Lately, air pollution has become a hot topic that has been covered by many news, whether in tabloid or electronic means. This gives us an awareness because we, as a human, need air to stay alive, especially clean air. Generally, there are 5 main components that are usually measured in air pollution, which are nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, tropospheric ozone, or also known as ground level ozone, and particulate matter. All these substances is relevant to human body, but we will focus more on particulate matter. There are 3 main categories for particulate matter, which are PM10, PM2.5, and ultrafine particle UFPs. Credit to visual capitalists for the image. This image will give the insight about the size comparison of the particulate matter. As we can see, the size of PM10 compared to a grain of a pollen and red blood cell. And for the size of PM2.5, which are compared to a respiratory droplet and bacterium, they are very tiny. As for the ultrafine particle, or UFPs, which are 0.1 micron or even less, as we can see it is almost the same size as the novel coronavirus. Okay, enough of that. We will go to the existing method that have been used from other researchers to evaluate particulate matter. From my reading, there are many techniques to evaluate the PM or particulate matter. Most commonly used are gravimetric method. This method involves by collecting air sample on a filter substrate, weighing the filter before and after sampling, and calculating the mass of the collected particle. Next, we have impaction method. This technique utilizes an impaction device such as impactor or cyclone to separate particles based on their size through the application of initial force. Next, we have optical method. This is one of the most popular methods for evaluation of particulate matter. Optical method relies on the interaction of light with particles to provide information about the properties. Next, we have microbalance. Microbalance method employs the principle of electromagnetic force restoration or the quartz crystal microbalance principle. As for the electromagnetic force restoration method, the balance measures the electromagnetic force needed to counterbalance the weight of the sample. For the quartz crystal microbalance, the sample is deposited on a quartz crystal resonator and the mass change is detected by monitoring the resonance frequency shift. Spectrometer. Spectrometer also considered as an optical method. Spectrometer works based on the principle of dispersion, which involves separating light into its component wavelength. This is typically achieved using a prism or diffraction grating that disperses the light based on its frequency or wavelength. The dispersed light is then detected and analyzed to obtain information about its intensity and spectral characteristic. Next, we have diffusion method. Diffusion method is a passive sampling technique that relies on the diffusion of particles onto a collection surface over a period of time. This method is used to assess the concentration and size distribution of fine and ultrafine particles in the air. We also have piezoresistive microcantilever resonator. It is a miniature device that utilizes the piezoresistive effect to measure mechanical stress or strain. They consist of a thin cantilever beam made of piezoresistive material with one end anchored and the other end free to vibrate or flex. When a mechanical force or stress is applied to the cantilever, it causes the beam to deform or vibrate. This mechanical deformation induced strain in the piezoresistive element integrate onto the cantilever. The piezoresistive element have varying electrical resistivity and the strain change their resistance. We also have ionization sensor. This sensor detects the ionization current generated by the charged particle that is passing through an electrical field, allowing for the estimation of the particle concentration. We also have ultrasonic sensor, which employ to measure change in the acoustic properties of the powder air mixture, enabling the monitoring of dust concentration level. From all of these methods, in terms of real-time or near real-time measurement, almost all of the methods can sustain except for gravimetric method due to it requires sample collection and subsequent laboratory analysis, while the other methods allow for immediate data acquisition and monitoring of particulate matter levels without significant time delay. In terms of size or composition analysis, methods such as optical, diffusion, and spectrometer, and also inspection allow for detailed analysis of the characteristic of particulate matter, such as identifying different particle size and determining the chemical composition of particle. While for the mass measurement, the gravimetric method and microbalance method are grouped together because they both focus on measuring the mass of particulate matter. Both of the methods provide accurate mass measurement, which are essential for determining the total mass concentration of particle. All of the methods have advantage and disadvantage or limitation. This will help further researcher to gain knowledge for the next or to improve in the term of evaluation or field of evaluation of particulate matters. That's all from me. Thank you for listening.